Most photographers I know are still waiting for clients to find them. I decided to go look for clients instead. It didn't go exactly as planned, but it taught me more about my business in one afternoon than months of posting online. I'm introverted, and English is my second language, so a public pitching event is definitely not my comfort zone. I started prepping a few weeks before, how to introduce myself, how to talk about what I do, and how to handle questions I can't predict. Pitching in a second language isn't just about knowing the business. It's about managing anxiety well enough to actually show up. That might sound like a lot of prep for one networking event, but I still get nervous every time. I still go anyway. Staying at home was clearly not working. On the day I walked in, I immediately noticed there are way more suppliers than the buyers. Everyone wants to sell. The room felt competitive. I felt even a little bit lost in there. So I tried to think differently. Instead of trying to sell, I got curious, asked questions about what other people do, what challenges they have. That helped. But obviously, I'm not going to pretend I nailed it. Some conversations just fizzled out, and I did not know how to save them. Here's the thing I took from it. When everyone in the room is there to sell, the person asking genuine questions is the one who stands out. Nobody needs to be the loudest, just the most curious. I spent a lot of time building a digital presence, portfolio, social media, contents, and online that stuff works. But in that room, nobody's putting up Instagram. It's just me, my words, and eye contact. I was keep wanting to say, checking out my website, checking out my Instagram instead of just being in the conversation. That's a habit worth breaking. I do believe a lot of creative professionals put enormous energy into their online presence and still wondering why it's not turning into actual business. In person, the photographer is the portfolio, the energy in the room, the way the conversation goes, that's what people are already deciding on before they even open a website. I went in with a set pitch, 2 sets. After a few rounds, I could tell it wasn't landing in the same way every time. Some people were genuinely interested, others were just being polite. I can see it in their eyes, and I kept going with the same script when I should have loosened up a little bit. By the end, I got better at reading at people, but I wish I'd figured that out in the first hour instead of the last. What I'd do differently? Treat the first 2 or 3 conversations as collaborations, not selling, just getting a feel of how people respond, then adjusting it. I guess nobody nailed it from minute 1. The skill is being willing to let go of the script when it's not working. I bought a few pamphlets I made from previous events. It had tips about how to take in a better headshot. Because back then, most of my clients were individuals. But standing in that room, it hit me. That pamphlet doesn't match where I am anymore. I've been working with organizations, brands, bigger projects, but when people ask what I do, the instinct I am is still, I'm the photographer. But at that moment, that felt too small in that room. I should have been talking about what a company delivers. A team that handles visual storytelling at scale. Not just one person with a camera. The outdated pamphlet in my hand was proof that positioning hadn't caught up with the world. At some point, the way a business gets described has to match what it actually does. One thing I figured out by the end, it's a pitching event, everyone there for business. So I stopped dancing around it and just asked direct questions. What does their company need? What are their challenges? That part actually worked. I just wishing I'd start doing it from the beginning instead of the last hour. This isn't a video about how great I did. I didn't do great at all, but I showed up, made some mistakes, learned a few things. So I believe next time it will be different. If any of this resonates with you, please subscribe. I'm Una. I will see you next time.